2, y'all. Welcome back to PhilosoMe Talks, man. We were super excited to have y'all for episode 1. We for damn sure super excited to have y'all for episode number 2, man. We back. Welcome back. We here, and like I said, we got Tweezy here.
We got your boy L Boogie.
Hey. We got Grip. The smooth Grip. There we go.
So we back, man. I'm super excited. If y'all can't tell, man, the completion of episode 1, that's where all the work put in. You know, they say a rocket it uses more energy trying to get off the ground than it does in outer space.
Facts.
So we got this thing off the ground, y'all, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. So before we even get started, make sure y'all hit that follow button. You know, turn on your notifications, subscribe, comment, give us a thumbs up, show your support. Let's grow this thing, y'all. But once again, we want to make a toast.
Let's get it.
You know what I want to toast to today, y'all?
Talk to me.
Man, for the people that made it to episode 2, y'all had to hit episode 1. You can't just jump to episode 2. You can't skip first base when you're trying to date a man. You know? So I want to make a toast to us making episode 1 a success, getting this thing off the ground. We did it, y'all. We did it for our people, for the people that's listening. I'm happy. I'm excited. We got so much to give y'all. I'm super excited about it. So let's make a toast to the completion of episode 1 of PhilosoMe Talks with my boys. All right?
That's good. Yo, Tweezy, what you sipping on?
I got this Crown Apple tonight. You know, the regular. What y'all got?
Got some Ciroc, man. Something smooth.
Got some Patron.
Dang.
Smooth, not too much, man.
Y'all got that good stuff.
All of it's good, man.
I got this sweet stuff. You know, I'm like a baby. I still need some juice. All right, cheers, fellas. All right, man. What y'all got on y'all mind today? We got some good stuff to talk about, but
before we get started, I want to not even address something, but something I saw you post today. Something about the winter. I looked at it.
Oh, the in the winter, the little in the winter thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you don't get your toes done, but if you do, I know that especially in the wintertime, I know that you taking care of shit people don't see. You doing that shit for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't one of those people that just lotion their hands because that's what people see. You lotion your whole body because you know that shit is moisturizing your fucking skin.
Yeah.
So you gotta fucking be taking care of yourself privately.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I feel like a good bit of people took that the wrong way. Like, okay, so I got to give y'all some context. So we were talking about, you know, how important meditation is to me and, you know, how it's attractive for a woman to meditate. It's attractive for anybody to meditate, but we were talking about women. So I was talking about how it's attractive for women to meditate because they're taking care of something that people don't see. I know y'all heard that part. So because it's their mom. So to give an example, and this is something that I look at, and women, you know what? I want to say this first. We really do appreciate y'all when y'all taking care of yourself privately.
Yeah.
That's a sexy thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I know people don't probably tell y'all, or guys don't probably say nothing, but the intelligent guys, which we're going to hit on later on in this podcast tonight, the intelligent guys pay attention but don't say nothing because they don't want you to change it. You know what I'm saying? They want you to do you. So anyway, what I was saying was an example of that is I don't care if you get your toes done or not, but you either got to have your toes done or you don't got your toes done. That in-between shit, like it's chipping, you know, had the same toenail polish on for X amount of time, 2-3 months, same color. Like that shit, man. Me personally, I don't like that shit. Like that.
Hey,
we got a caller.
You bring a lot of fire with that too now. So chick might come back and be like, hey, yo, your shape up looking roughy now. Beard ain't looking right. You know what I mean?
You know what? If you got a reason why your shit look like that, then I understand. But bruh, you can get some nail polish remover. That shit like 50 cents. You can take that off. Like I like told your feet can be pretty without having nail polish on it. Like there's a ton of pretty feet without nail polish on it. I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is if you are getting your toes done, even if you're doing it at home, during the winter time, I know that you're doing something for you that other people can't see, like exercising your mind and finding that peace within yourself. People can't see that shit. So if I see you getting your toes done in the wintertime, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm like, yo, she probably meditate.
I definitely agree with you, yo, because there is something sexy about a woman who does take care of themselves, just not off the strength of people. Like, they just do it because it makes them feel better. And actually, I will say this, because I know for me, or as a guy as well, like, if I don't have a haircut, yo, I don't feel too confident. Like, I'm not saying I don't feel confident, but when I get a haircut, it makes me feel like I feel smooth. So I know, like, women, when if they walking around with, you got your bonnet on all day, doing this and doing that, you ain't feeling you're not feeling.
I mean, I feel like they do feel themselves, some of them. Like, but for us, we gonna see our hair. Everybody gonna see our haircut. That's the thing. So I ain't talking about something that nobody, because they can get their hair done. They can wear a fly bonnet that I'll be selling. You know what I mean? They can have on one of them fly ass bonnets that I got and still feel themselves. But when we get a haircut, everybody can see that shit. So for you to get your feet done in the wintertime, when you probably ain't wearing sandals no place, or you probably ain't wearing open toe heels, or like whatever, unless you're going out. If you getting your toes done at that time, I feel like it's like a 75% chance that you probably meditate, which is important to me. So I'm gonna be like, and not saying, if you don't get your toes done, I'm not saying you don't meditate. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it automatically sparks the thought that, yo, she probably meditate. Let me start paying attention to other shit that she doing for herself. You know what I'm saying? But for me, if you had on the same toenail polish for 2 months and it's chipped, it look like a little girl toes, I'm gonna start saying, all right, let me see if she's taking care of herself. Like it's just like a different type of thing. And then I go to your house and you got the same rag tossed across the shower curtain thing, the shower rod for 2 months. That shit done dried up and got crumbly. And every time I go use your bathroom, I'm looking and that rag still right there. Like that shit it bothers me. It bothers me a little bit. So I pay attention to those little things. And when you taking care of shit people don't see, I want, by no means what I'm saying, yo, girls, go get your toes done because dudes like that shit. I won't saying that. What I was saying was intelligent guys pay attention to the shit that you doing that people ain't gonna see. And that's attractive. And we actually do care about that stuff. And you probably don't hear it a lot because we don't want it to change. Because sometimes, when you say some shit, like I can compliment your toes. If you don't get your toes done, I ain't gonna ask you, like, why you don't get your toes done? Because I really don't give a fuck. Like that don't matter to me. But when you do in the wintertime, I feel like you're taking care of shit that people don't see. That's it. Like your mom.
No, that's respectful.
Yeah. So I know I keep hitting on smarts and intelligence, intelligence, period. Like an intelligent man this, an intelligent man that. So what's your philosophy on the difference in between being smart and being intelligent?
That's a good question. Some people would think it's the same, but I think a smart person just naturally knows it. Don't have to think about it. It's just boom. I know the answer. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. They just got it. An intelligent person can pick up on something and break it down. They're like a detective. I mean, that's how I see it.
No,
how you see it?
I agree with you on that because I also feel like an intelligent person is like somebody who thinks on a whole different level. Like you said, smart is somebody who, I'm smart, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, I know how to take a test and get 100 on it, this, that, and the third. You're a smart person, but intelligent is like somebody who's thinking on a completely different level than that smart person. That's my opinion on that. I just feel like if I say, yo, you're very intelligent, which I rarely say that to people, but
so you think it's less intelligent people out here than it is smart people?
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people think on a whole different. To be intelligent, I feel like you're thinking on a whole different level than what everybody else is thinking, and there's not a lot of people doing that for real.
Listen, once somebody finds you intelligent, they're gonna snatch you up. Either there's going to be a high tech tech company, it's either going to be the government, or, you know, they ain't gonna when somebody with power find out you're intelligent, they're gonna snatch you up.
Man, see, the thing is, bro, I feel like intelligence is like a skill that you really got to spend time with somebody to know, though. Like, for me, intelligence is, the smarts is what? Like, somebody can tell you the what about something. Somebody can tell you everything about history.
Yeah.
Like, somebody can tell you everything about a certain subject. But if they can't tell you why, then that shit don't matter. Like, they not intelligent. Like you can't, if you can't figure out the why behind the what. Okay, so smarts equates to what, intelligent equates to why. You know what I'm saying? So think about for me, like, I would consider myself to be intelligent because I ask myself why on things a lot. That's that deeper thinking. You know what I'm saying? Smarts, I feel like smarts is surface. It can be given to you. Like, you can go to school, you could take a test, and you could look smart. You can have that knowledge. Now, I wouldn't even consider it knowledge. You can remember enough information to pass the test, and you can look like you smart because you got an A in the class. But outside of that shit, you don't know nothing. You can't consider that person intelligent. An intelligent person, I feel like, will question the whats. Like, yo,
like
why?
I said, I think they're like a detective.
Yeah,
they're like a detective.
I feel you when you say like that smart. You can have a smart. I feel like smart has a look. Like, yo, he's very smart. Like, look, you can see he done this, he did this, he did that. But intelligent is like when you talk somebody like, oh, dang.
You kind of got to feel that shit.
I ain't think, yo, that was deep. That was pretty deep, yo.
Yeah.
Like I ain't never think of it that way.
Yo, yeah. And that's truthfully, that's what so how do you obtain them though? Like, how do you feel like you obtain? Well, let me ask first, what do you feel like is more attractive in a woman? Like, if she's smart or if she's intelligent?
I feel intelligent is something that's more attractive because I feel like with anything, if somebody can say something and you have that like moment like, oh, wow. I feel like that's attractive to me because if you book smart and you just know how to do this, it doesn't.
But you can be, oh, wow, like, damn, like, they know how to do this. Like, that could be smart.
Be real, it depends on the person, who you are as a person. You might feel like you're an intelligent person, or you might feel like you're a smart person. I know me, I'm good with either or, but having someone smart is handy. If you feel like, all right,
no, that's fact.
I could, put stuff together as long as you give me the right answers.
Yo, you know that's true. That's true. Yeah. Okay, so, all right, so to me, like, somebody that's smart but don't have intelligence, I'll be like, it's so surface, which I ain't. Like, I don't like surface shit, yo. Like, and it's so surface that it turns me off almost. Like, yo, you smart, but you dumb as shit. Like, that, it don't make no sense to me for you to have that amount of smarts and you dig within yourself to ask why on none of this shit.
I look at that the way I break it down is I break it down to be more simple for me because I like the term of when somebody say you smart but you ain't street smart, because I feel like somebody that's smart and street smart, that's smart and street smart, like they know how to maneuver both sides, and I feel like that's when that intelligence kick in, because that's when you like, all right, so if I can do this here, I can do, like, you start maneuvering different things in your head, and them gears start shifting, and you start thinking of different ways to do different things. So that's when that intelligence start kicking in. That's how I look at it.
Yo, Ghost was both. That's my man, yo. That power shit. That's my character. I love his mom, bro. Like, his mom piece was like everything. So how do you obtain them? Like, how do you obtain? You go to school to obtain intelligence. You go to school to obtain the smarts. So let's help these people obtain the intelligence side. And I will start like, yo, for real, this is when my intelligence kicked in, because I made a decision for myself. I made a decision for myself to want to be what smart was, because even though, you can study and you can take a test or whatever, and you may pass it, but some of that information you're gonna retain, and some of that information you're gonna use if you actually studying that shit to learn it. But for me, it's like, I was like, yo, damn, it ain't that many student athletes in high school in the National Honor Society.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so well for me, this was my turning point in the 9th grade. Dominique Henry and J Dub was the only 2 football players that was in the National Honor Society in high school. And when I sat, and just like we had a pep rally, they had a whole school come and sit in the auditorium to watch them walk across the stage to be inducted in the National Honor Society. And I was like, yo, that shit cool, yo. Like that's some dope shit. Like they the only 2 football players. And at that moment, because I almost failed the 8th grade, but at that moment I was like, yo, I want to figure out how to do that shit. So me and Dominique Henry was in the bathroom and he was in one stall, I was in the other, and I was like, yo, how you do that shit, yo? Like, how you get into that? And you know what he told me, bro? He was like, man, just do your work. Like, just turn in everything. He was like, yo, if you turn in everything, if you turn in all your quizzes, all your homework, do all your tests, like, if you turn in everything, you'll get in it. And bro, at that moment, I was like, I applied, I made everything that simple in my life, yo. I was like, all right, I'm going to turn in everything. I don't care how I do on it, I'm going to turn that shit in. And by me turning it in, by me being who I am and not wanting to be a loser, I couldn't just turn it in. Like, I actually had to do a good job at it, or a decent job at it at least. But I made sure I turned in everything, and I made the fucking National Honor Society. So my intelligence kicked in like, yo, this is what I want. Thinking deeper into myself like, yo, that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to me, not what's cool to everybody else, because we all know what was cool to everybody else. Yep. But to me, that was cool, and I wanted to know how to do it. So my intelligence, not my smarts, a decision that I made for myself, which is intelligent, like, yo, this is what I want to do. This is how, I'm going to figure out how to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And on my own, was just asking the question. And I applied that shit all the way through college. And the thing is, National Honor Society and International Honor Society in college, and that shit happened. So, but I do consider
That's
myself
big, though, because like you say, a lot of athletes don't tap into that side of academics. It's completely different. But I feel like seeing athletes who are in those committees or whatnot, like I feel like that's a big accomplishment, because it takes a lot for an athlete to tap in to do that, because you got a lot, you juggling a lot at one time.
Yeah, man, for real. But that, man, when I tell you that shit feel good though, like it feel good when
it help you build discipline though when you do that.
It really does. It really does, yo.
And I think intelligence help with the discipline part, for real.
Life is all about discipline.
I can agree. I agree to you. But why? Tell me why you say that and how. All
right. So when I first started undergrad, remember I used to substitute teach.
Yeah.
So I used to always tell the students, like, being lazy will be your downfall in life. Like, but you got to start practicing now. You know what I mean? It carries on to life. Like, when you on your own, you're an adult, you got to pay bills. So don't be lazy on that. If you got extra money, overtime money, and you ain't doing nothing with your day, go get the money. Don't be lazy. Like, if you be lazy and be like, oh, I'm going to call out of work, and next thing you know, they're letting you go because you lazy. Being lazy can be your downfall in life. I'm telling you.
That's a fact. But what do you think about being lazy and being uninterested? Like, because that, like, an elementary school teacher tell a student that, or tell a parent that the child is lazy, but it ain't that they lazy. They just not interested in the way that you teaching that shit. Like, that shit just ain't working for them. They uninterested in it. So how would you determine the difference in that, though?
That's up to the parents. I mean, you got to find programs and clubs for them to get into. I mean, that's what you got to do. If your kid is getting bored at school, find out what they're interested in and get them in the club into it. If they're into robots and technology, find a tech club or something. There's all types of programs. If you got to drive an extra 20 minutes out your way to another town to get the kids involved with something, hey, you got to do it.
Yo, when your kid interested in something, yo, please, like, yo, I don't know what the fuck that basketball player that played with, what's Ian Sherpit or some shit like that? What's his name?
Iman Shumpert.
Yeah, him. Like, gas that shit up. Like, when your kid want to do something, the thing about adults, yo, is we lose our imagination, yo. Like, and when we lose our imagination, it limits us to what we feel like we could do. So by that limiting us to what we feel like we can do, we settle, and then we become unhappy, and we become all these things. So if you continuously gas your child up on the things that they want to do, as an adult, like, think about us. Think we're adults. We all probably in our 30s, I think.
Yeah.
So if we look back, a lot of our childhood, like, we're in a position because of what we retain from our childhood. You know what I'm saying? So I know that if my imagination was gassed up like that, I would have more imagination and be able to, obtain more of the things that I wanted because I knew that I could. I felt like I could because that shit was gassed up.
We got a caller.
We got a caller, y'all. We got a caller on this subject, and we want to see what they think. We want to see what they think about the difference in between being smart and being intelligent. Caller number
Hey,
one.
y'all.
What's happening?
How you doing? Thanks for
I'm
calling
good.
in.
How y'all doing?
Good. So we on the subject. What's the difference in between being smart and being intelligent, and what's most attractive to you in a male, and why?
Okay, so I think being smart is just knowing the basics, like being book smart. You knowing the ins and outs of a book. Like, you could tell me, hey, what makes a molecule, and that's H2O or whatever, like a water molecule. What makes a molecule?
Shit. God damn.
Shut up. And then for me, being intelligent is knowing the ins and outs of, like, everything around it. So why this happens, what happens when, so say water drop from the sky. Why does water drop from the sky? Knowing all of that extra in and out, that's, for me, that is being intelligent, knowing everything of what's going on outside of just the 1, 2, 3 ABC.
Man, if I knew that answer, I would say it in the Denzel Washington voice if somebody asked me. Boy.
I agree. I agree.
You want to know why? What you mean? You asking me why? You think I don't know? All right. So okay. So let's talk about a guy, like, you going on a date, right? How could you tell if he's smart or if he's intelligent? If y'all ain't talking about book shit, like, what would make you determine, like, nah, he's smart but he ain't intelligent, or it's just him being smart? Would that capture enough attention? Which one would capture most attention? If you see that he's smart or if you see that he's intelligent, and how could you tell the difference in that shit?
For me, knowing that he's smart, that'll first get my attention. But if you can't go deeper than that and you're not intelligent, in the sense of, it ain't gonna last. Like, you'll keep my attention for a little bit. Yeah. It'll keep my attention for a little bit, but after a while, just like, okay, now you're boring. Like, you have no substance. You don't even know, like, what you really want or what you're really talking about. It's just, you just talking for real.
So you feel like substance is probably one of the most important things in dating?
Yes. For me, yeah.
That's your philosophy.
That's my philosophy.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you calling in and giving us your philosophy on the difference between smart and intelligence.
Thank you for having me.
That's important. That's all right.
Thank you for calling.
Call back any other episode when you feel like when you want to answer a question, for real.
Okay.
Only if you know what the fuck you're talking about. If it's a bullshit, it ain't gonna make the episode.
No, for real. Like, I do want to answer another question, but I want to wait till y'all get to that subject. So.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We'll have you back.
All right.
Yo, I wanted to answer the question that you asked about what do you do if like when you say when a parent go to the school and they say a teacher be like, the child is lazy.
Yeah.
And how do you, I feel like at that time you need to, as a parent, you need to figure out what way your child learns. So if the teacher's going over multiplication and your child isn't getting it the way the teacher's doing it, so they just not paying attention. But when you get home and you figure out, okay, why you not, what you don't understand about this? And they say, well, I don't learn it this way. This is the easiest way for me. So I feel like as a parent, you have to tap into that to figure out how your child learn. And then also have that conversation with the teacher. Well, the reason why he does this, or the reason why he shows lack of effort in class is because he doesn't understand the way you teach, and this is the way he learns. So if y'all have that conversation together, I feel like it helps a whole lot, and it will help further the kid education, because the worst thing about a kid is feeling like they're not being heard or whatnot. And so if they feel like they can be heard and that we took advantage of.
All right, so let me ask you a question, because you got experience with situations like that. So what if the parent is not able to help the kid?
At that time,
what did you do as a teacher?
At that time, what you said as a teacher, if a good teacher.
Because everything is different from when we were kids, bro. Like math is completely different. They got these squares and shit like that. Like that shit's so different. So that's a good ass question.
But I feel like as a teacher, if the parent can't help the child, that's when you, as a good teacher, you will figure out the way the child learn. And once you
what about like after school? Like I stay after school with me.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you got to figure out, as a good teacher will figure out the way this child learn. If that takes staying after class, staying after school, you're going to figure out why this child is not able to comprehend what you're saying, or why this child just checked out every time you're doing it. A good teacher going to check that out. But some teachers, they just don't care. If you just sitting back there and just playing with your pencil or not paying attention, they're not going to check on that. But as a teacher, you have to check on every student in the class. And if they're not learning, figure out what you can do to make them learn in a better way.
But the thing is, bro, like, I feel like that, I like the after school thing and like putting so much, because if you got 20 students in the class and all of them learn differently, this is just my philosophy.
Yeah.
All of them learn differently. You have to being able, having, and this is, I have a respect for teachers. So having to be able to do that for every student in that class is a lot. And plus have your own life, yo. Plus have your own life outside of work.
That's true,
like,
but
that's a lot, yo.
But at the same time,
is what you sign up for.
Your goal, is what you sign up for. But also your goal is hopefully, say a classroom of 15, 2 of them are really struggling. They don't really understand what's going on. Their parents can't help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you may be able to work with it and be like, all right, I got 5 kids today after school. We'll go over this. You can take your time and stuff like that. But
it's
challenging.
I agree because if you're a teacher and all 20 of your students ain't getting what you're saying, hey, you gotta check yourself, man.
Yeah.
If all 20 ain't getting it, man, it ain't them, it's you.
Yeah, you gotta go over something then. You gotta work something out. But what would you do in that situation, Grit? If you
that
teach
was
it and your students just ain't getting nothing you saying?
Oh, like I said, I would go back. I mean, I had that happen before, the way I was teaching something, like, and I would ask the smartest person in the class, like, after class, I would say, did you understand what we went? And if they say no, then I know, like, all right, I completely messed that up.
I feel like that's a good ass strategy. So, all right, so this is, okay, so with virtual learning going on right now, like, I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, what we're talking about right now is huge with this whole virtual learning shit, because my son is going through the virtual learning thing, and like I can understand the struggle. Like it's super challenging. So how y'all think this shit affecting these kids? Like with the parents not really knowing, the parents having to work, the student kind of having to be able to. I know it's hard for some adults to work from home and stay on task. So imagine being an elementary kid student having to learn on the computer, pretty much go to work from home. Like, how y'all feel like this shit affecting these kids? And like, what are the long-term effects on it?
I feel like it's really affecting the African-American community a whole lot, because a lot of these kids, they don't come from very stable households, this, that, and the third. So they don't have good internet connection, or they just don't have access to the computers or the software or whatever they got to use. But the worst part is having a middle school kid in the 8th grade going to high school, and they in this time period, or having a high school kid finishing up high school and going to college. Because like this year is like a buffer year, I feel, because it's tough. And as an educator and as a parent, like you have to understand that it's tough. If an educator say, no, you're supposed to be able to do this, I feel like you're wrong, because this is a whole new charted territory for both of us. Because as an educator,
is sad, man.
No, it is. As an educator, we never went through this. As children, they never went through this. So it's uncharted territory. So you can't really fault a kid for not wanting to log on or wanting to lay in the bed while he's talking on it, because that's their comfort zone when they're at home.
And then some students don't even learn well like that.
You're right. Some adults don't learn well like that.
See, exactly.
I hate online. When I did college online, I hated it, because I was like, yo, this is a lot. I felt like the workload online was a lot more than it was in person. And a lot of the kids say that now, like in class, like, we getting a lot of work. This is too much work. We wouldn't be getting this if we was in person. That's a lot of them are dealing with that.
Bro, I can only imagine, bro. That shit is sad, yo. That shit kind of hurt my feelings.
But I think, this computer, all this stuff, it's just making us dumber and dumber. I'm just being honest.
Yo, you right.
There's kids that don't even know how to use a dictionary. Like,
definitely.
And that,
Bro, they took cursive writing out of school.
You know how many times I had to teach somebody how to look up a word in a dictionary? Like, and I was like, because I had to catch myself, because when I said
most people don't know how to use a regular map. If the GPS stopped working,
bro, I ain't gonna lie.
People wouldn't even know how to leave their town.
If the GPS stopped working, I'm gonna have to study that fucking map.
But
I don't think I know how to use a regular map.
But just like you said, that's something big. Certain stuff you can't replace, because if everything was to shut down, we'll be lost as a human race. Because
think about it. Just 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, we was functioning fine without all this Google Maps and stuff.
Yes, but now,
so how all of a sudden we just can't function like it ain't nothing?
Because
people was traveling to home, people traveling over the country,
traveling and using maps.
No problem.
Yeah,
now we just completely dumb as hell.
Because it's convenience. Like, there's some people that ain't gonna even know how to fucking drive, because you can push a button on your phone and somebody can come pick you up for cheap. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a car payment. It's cheaper than the car payment.
And it's about to get worse, because now you got self-driving cars. Some people ain't gonna even have to drive. The car
but this is the thing, bro. Like, when you made a statement about African American kids and this virtual learning shit, because that's some shit that's extremely close to my heart. And I feel like, number one, and this could be a conspiracy theory, but this is just my philosophy.
Yeah.
I feel like, number one, this coronavirus shit was planned. And the reason why I say that is because shit, these motherfuckers, these higher powers are smart as shit. That's why they the higher power. So I feel like before coronavirus, they was testing cryptocurrency. They wanted to see how this shit how that would work. You got these real smart people that got, this was like a 10-year plan, probably. Because I remember somebody at Newberry asking me about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and I was like, fucking, nah, bro, I ain't about to let you scam me. You wildin'. But, they started testing cryptocurrency. Okay, how can this money, which is the most important thing, the first thing, how can money be digital? Then boom, they figure all that shit out. Bitcoin is the most expensive currency or whatever, or however you say that shit. And then boom, let's put coronavirus out and make everybody have to depend on technology, because we got the money part. So by you doing that, in the African American community, you got Black kids that's already occupational orphans. So they orphans because their parents got to go work. And then you got these single parent homes where these kids at home and these parents got to go to work. Or these parents can go to work and they can't take care of their kid. Now they ain't got no internet. I feel like for the African American community, bro, it's gonna hurt the future of our children with this virtual learning shit, because of us already having to be occupational orphans. So our parents still, as a child, the parents still got to go to work. They don't have the time, and not that they not a good parent, they literally don't have the time to watch or supervise their child while they're doing online schooling. So the child doing whatever the fuck they want to do during the day, because the parent gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
The teacher in the classroom was like the supervisor too. So the teacher supervising and everything. So you cut I don't know, man.
It's crazy that you say that, because, and you're 100% right, because I call parents on a daily basis, and when I call them, they well, when I left home, he was getting up to get on the computer. They don't do what they're supposed to, and it's a struggle for the parents, because they I got to work. I had a parent tell me one time, I got to work. He's 13, 14 years old.
Man.
He got it. But and I get what they're saying, but at this time we're forcing these kids to do something, like I said, it's uncharted territory. We're forcing them to do something they never did before.
We training them to work from home.
Man, which is scary, man. It really makes me sad for the future, bro, because these kids, these Black kids that's grown up in these homes, and the parents thought they had it figured out, all right, I got this system, I'm gonna get this job, I can work these hours, they're gonna be at school, I can come home, help them with work. But the kid now, sometimes, not on every instant, this kid now, they're at home by themselves, as a teenager, and forced to learn this shit online, which is already hard as fuck to do. And then they pretty much gotta be the one to teach the parents. And if they ain't paying attention to it, like that shit is hard, yo.
And I think the worst part about it is think about the kids who coming to school was escape from getting away from home from them. But now they don't have that escape no more. And they sad. They got to deal with what they got to deal with at home. And that's the saddest part about it. Like, because a lot of kids come to school.
Life too.
Inner city school kids, that's their meals. They come to school for meals. They come to school to like you say, socialize. Yeah. And some of them probably ain't got lights, water, and all this. And they come to school and they actually feel better when they get to school. But when you at home and you stuck at that place 24/7 for the past year.
Let me tell you something about this virtual learning. You're not really learning. You just doing what you can to pass. Like Tweezy was saying, because right, yo. It's so easy to get good grades now. Like the technology, the Google, like everybody's texting each other answers, and you're not really learning. It's just like copy and pasting right now.
Yo, damn, I didn't even think about it like that. But you're right.
Well, I would say some kids are learning. So kids, I feel like it's a difference. So certain kids aren't learning, but certain kids who say what you said, when you said you took it upon yourself, like, yo, if I got to do this, like
some kids don't learn like that though.
That's why I said some kids. Every kid's not getting it, but some kids, they actually are learning. They actually are learning something new. And they're like, okay, I understand this, but some kids, they're just still lost and they don't understand at all. And
you know who I can see doing good? Like kids that got bullied bad in school, yo. Like I can see them really enjoying this shit. Yes. Which, I mean, it's cool. I ain't knocking that, but first of all, I hate bullying. Like that shit is some bullshit. And that's why I started fighting, because of bullying. But like, I feel like those kids are winning right now, which is good. Like I'm happy for that. But this shit is downing me. Like it's something that we need to confront, but shit, this ain't the time. Like we talked about it. Let's talk about the good parts of it, because this shit making me sad as hell. so I feel like the good thing about it though is these kids get to see with this whole coronavirus thing, like it's bringing out the passion in people. Like I see business starting up from people that probably wouldn't have started a business because of this coronavirus shit. Like they're really doing what they feel like they're doing what they want to do because they got to. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like kids seeing that shit is going to eventually, in the Black community especially, because in the Black community, because I ain't gonna lie, like from what I see, Black people come from so much of a struggle, yo. We know how to survive. Like some white people, they don't really know what to do. Like if they lose their job, or like if they run out of savings or shit like that. Like being Black for me, man, I saw my mama make something out of nothing.
The difference is connections.
Yeah, the difference is in connections, but it's so many people going through the same shit right now. If you can't create on your own, like you might be in a little bit of trouble.
But that also comes in with that intelligent parts as well, because I mean, so prime example, when this first started, I did a lot of self-reflection at like the beginning, because I had a lot of time on my hand. Yeah. And like it gives you that time to actually look at what you're doing. Can I do this differently? Should I do this differently? But a lot of people, now that they trap at home and they're extrovert and they like being out, and now
that shit hurting them.
Yeah.
But this the year to come up though for new people. The people that's hurting is people who've been in business for a while and independent and stuff like that. But
this is to come up for new people.
The people who just getting into business, this is the year to come up.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying, because they don't have a whole lot to lose right now. Yeah. Like they can change shit like on the fly.
And now it's like the government is throwing crazy bread at people. People are getting crazy loans. It's off rip.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it's showing so much hustle in people. It's showing like the ambition in people, and for kids to be able to see that shit, and some of the people that probably would have just been stuck in the security system of having a job. Like it's developing future entrepreneurs as well, yo.
And that touches on something you talked about earlier. I mean, we talked about this offline about having a 9-to-5. Like when you actually have that time to sit down and think, what do I really want to do? How do I really want to do this? Then you do it. But when you constantly working that 9-to-5, you don't have time to really think about that.
Man, and that's a problem. Yo, let me tell you, like that's a system too. And this is just my philosophy. Like, that shit is a system. Like, ain't no fucking way they came up with Oh, 40 hours, that sounds good. That 40 plus hours to get health benefits, yeah, that's a good idea. I like that number. Nah, man, that shit it's a system. It's some science behind that shit. And I feel like they know that 40 plus hours in order to live, quote unquote, health benefits, having you give 40 hours of your life away to a company will prevent you or hinder you from developing to what you're supposed to be, yo. And you get stuck. As soon as you graduate school, you got to get a job because you start developing habits or you start developing a lifestyle on that 40 plus hours. So when you lose that job, instead of working on yourself, what you start to do, I got to find another job instead of working on yourself to figure out what the fuck you want to do with your own life, yo. So for me, I feel like that 40 plus hour shit is a trap. Like, and we need to pay attention to that shit, yo. Like, you can work 40 hours and you really got to have like some real drive to work on yourself outside of that 40 hours that you're working because that shit is draining. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like if it won't no 40-hour work week, if you just had to sit out of work, I guarantee you 45 to 50% of the people that's actually working for quote unquote security, they'll figure out some shit and they'll probably make way more money than they are for the security that they getting. Like that shit is a trap, yo. I know it's a trap. And now it's sad because a lot of us, including me, I'm stuck in the trap. You know what I'm saying? So we got to figure out that. Huh?
We all are.
Yeah, man. So we got to figure out like our minds, yo. That's why I'm saying, yo, working on your mind, that shit is important because if you can work on your mind, you can break that chain from mental slavery.
And I also feel like within everybody, like really, like with this time, if you do have time off now and you are at home and you have time to really think, just really think about what could I really do differently in my life and what could I really do to help myself? Just really start thinking about your mental and what could you possibly do to help yourself and what do you want to do? What's your drive? Because that now is the time to really start thinking about stuff like that. And people don't. I mean, yes, it felt good when it first happened. Like, oh, we got weeks off. Oh, we got weeks off this and the third, but nah, that's that time to really get into yourself and understand you. You really have to understand yourself before you can sit out here and say, I want to do this and do that. You got to understand what you're capable of, I feel.
Yo, you got to find your happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what it is. Figure that shit out.
I got a question. If your woman makes more money than you, who's paying the mortgage or the rent? Like, do you still have to pay the rent, fellas? I just want to know.
Man,
I feel like it depends on the household, what's coming in the household. Because I mean, just because somebody make the most doesn't mean they have to pay a bigger burden this than the third. I just feel like once y'all put y'all money together and see what is what. Because say like if your wife make $200,000 and you make $100,000, you can still pay rent and she can still handle everything else. Or you can still pay the mortgage and she can still handle everything else. So it depends on that balance of what y'all got going on in your household. That's how I feel about it.
I feel like what y'all need to do is y'all need to put y'all money together, not the amount of money y'all make together, and see who brings in what percentage of the money, and they needed to pay that percentage of the bills. So if they bring in 70% of the fucking money, they should pay 70% of the fucking bills. Like, until y'all can both win. Like, so I'm big on like it's 2021, bruh. Like, we got a black woman vice president. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had a black man president, but I think he was mixed. But I think she mixed too. But you know, they black. So I feel like, yo, we got a black woman vice president, man. Like, that shit where the man come home and give his wife the whole check and she do what she want to do with it or pay the bills. And
there's still some guys who do that, though.
It is some guys that do that. But I feel like, bro, you got to evolve with the times. Because if you don't, you're going to die like a dinosaur. You're gonna be extinct. You're gonna be extinct. You ain't gonna last long. And what's gonna happen? You know, give her all your checks. You ain't save no money. You weren't smart enough to save no money, and she gonna leave your ass for somebody that's gonna give her bigger checks.
I say the same. I actually say the same thing. Yo, you can't let this. Listen, this is my thinking. So anybody that disagree with me,
It's your philosophy, man.
Leave a comment, and I'll respond back to it. But check this out. I'm not giving a woman all my power to my finances, bro.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry.
So what you think? To answer your own question, what you think?
As far as like
the bills, the question you asked about like paying.
I feel like, all right, whoever makes the most money should pay the higher, most expensive bills of the household. That's just how I feel. Some women be like, nah, the man gotta pay. Listen, there's certain situations where the woman just gotta pay the bills.
Sometimes.
Number one,
yeah.
If I'm dating Nicki Minaj, she paying most of the motherfucking bills. Like, shit I make ain't gonna help you. I might pay a car insurance or two, but shit. But
I wonder what the car insurance is on a Bentley.
Yeah, I'll pay one of your car insurance bills.
Yeah. For real though, man. I feel like that's it. Like dudes get stuck. It's cool to, like, I ain't gonna lie. Like when you in a position to where you can pay all the bills and like you can help her build whatever it is that she's trying to build. Like, yo, that's some dope shit. Like that shit is fucking amazing. Yeah. But as a woman, if you making more money than your guy, this is my philosophy. It don't make you less of a man not paying most of the bills. Like that shit is insane to me. It's dumb, number one. And if you with a woman that's making you feel like that, you probably need to leave her ass because she ain't helping you build, bro. Like she beating you down. So for me, if a woman is making more money than me, we gonna sit down, we gonna come up with a plan. And we gonna figure out like how we gonna do what. If it's me pay the utilities, if she making more money than me, I pay the utilities and you can pay like the big bills.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that shit until I come up because the type of person I am, I'm gonna come up. I'm probably down right now, but I'm gonna come up. And if you making me feel less of a man because I'm making less money than you, then like when I start making more money than you because I'm the type of guy to where I'm gonna hustle my ass off to get whatever it is that I need to get. You won't even deserve me. Like you don't deserve me at that time when you making me feel less of a man for making less money than you.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: so you don't. So basically, both of y'all saying that whoever makes the most money need to pay majority of the bills versus it being balanced. Versus it being balanced, as far as like if you got rent, if your mortgage or whatnot is like $1,700.
Listen, if she makes
hold on. I'm about to say this. If your mortgage is like $1,700 and the other bills come up to around about the same thing, what's wrong with balancing that out? That you pay this 17, I pay this 17. What's wrong with that?
I mean, whatever you have that agreement with whoever you're dealing with, that's cool. As long as y'all got that mutual agreement. That's all.
Yo, Leon be safe as hell. Leon be like, yo, that's what y'all agree on. That's all right.
Yeah, everybody's household different.
Yeah, that's
ain't my philosophy.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, if you make 2 times as much as I do, listen. I'm not about to be going broke.
If you dating a millionaire and you making if she a millionaire and you making $100,000, that's what you saying.
Yeah. Like, bitch, don't expect me to pay a millionaire budget lifestyle.
Nah, you right. And if you wanna live that millionaire budget lifestyle, then you got to take on majority of these bills.
First of all, if she making $1 million, I'm making $100,000. Number one, she should be able to help me build the way I'm at least making $500,000.
Yeah,
like that. Like that's the type of woman that I would want. I would have to be involved with as a woman that shit. If you ahead of me, shit, slingshot me ahead of you, and then you know what's gonna happen. I'm going to slingshot you ahead of me. So if I'm making $1 million and if you making $1 million and I'm making 100,000, shit, get me to $1 million. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invest half of that $1 million to get you to $2 million. And then or $4 million. And then you can invest half of that in me to make me worth, $6 million. And we keep building from there. Like if you ain't trying to build, fuck that. Like I ain't got shit to do. I don't care to have anything to do with you if you can't build with me like that.
I like that. And that's dope. I like that because, yeah. And it's all about, I feel like if you're a couple, we both trying to build. And if you're not as strong as me, I'm going to try to build you. Well, not I'm going to try, but if we really in this together, we going to get to this same point together. We ain't just going to be 1 millionaire, 1 billionaire. We going to be 2.
We need to get a woman calling up and saying, would you date a man that makes a lot less than you? That's an answer I need to find.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like if you make $100,000 and he make $20,000.
Yeah, I want to know, would you date a man that makes a lot less than you? I really want to know. I need to get women opinions on that.
I'm gonna ask this question. So how do y'all feel about people airing their business out on social media? And when I say business, let me explain myself. How do y'all feel about, so say like if something go on in your household and you get on there and say, my baby daddy, he ain't buy the kids food, he ain't do this, he ain't do that, or a guy get on there bashing his baby mama like, yo, she trash, this. How do y'all feel about using social media to like air stuff out like that?
That shit's stupid.
It's dumb as hell, especially if you got kids involved. You playing on fire right there.
Yeah, bro, for real. I'm fortunate enough. I never had to deal with that shit. But when I see it, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you really look like you on the Maury show. Like, just how those people look when you looking at the TV.
Yeah.
You look like the Facebook version of that when you doing that shit. You look crazy. And the thing is, like, you put so many people in your business that from that point going forward, if you have a change of mind, if they super judgmental, which a lot of people are,
yeah,
you're going to look dumb to them. If you see them in the mall, they're going to remember you for that shit. Like, yo, she was going off on her boyfriend, look at their ass. Like, she don't make no sense. Shit. Yeah, it don't make no sense. He done did this to her, or she done did this to him, and look at their ass. Looking like they living happily ever after. We know. So that's it. Like, the best thing that you could do, yo, is keep your entire relationship. To me, this is my philosophy. Keep your entire relationship offline, because the more sacred your shit is, the higher the value of it is. So,
yeah.
Like with anything.
I agree with that.
The more you put out about your relationship, the less valuable it is, because you got too many people trying to.
Yo, be honest with you, it'd be a lot of people that's just straight evil. Like, they'll just wish hate on you. They'll try to bring that bad energy on you.
Yeah.
That's why I be careful what I post. I try not to overdo things, because people be trying to bring bad energy towards you. Like, how he get to do this? And, they just... Yeah. That hate shit is real. Like,
man, that shit really is, yo. And like the crazy thing is, some people don't even know why they hate. Like, they don't know why is somebody else's situation entertaining to you when your shit fucked up.
Exactly.
You just ain't saying shit about it because you don't want to look like them. Like, that shit, I don't feel like that shit should ever be entertaining to anybody. That's just me, because it ain't. Like, why is somebody else's drama entertaining?
But that's what the world, that's the way the world is now. Like, everything, even everything with TV. Like, I remember they had this show called A Bad Girls Club. They had a show on TV about girls disagreeing with each other and fighting on national TV. Like, and I used to look at it like, yo, y'all look like, so the world is just being involved into, like, if you got problems, just voice it out on social media, or don't be scared to show it on TV, because this is what we do. Like, you got a lot of these shows like Love and Hip Hop, all this stuff is like that. And that's why I don't even watch reality TV.
It's all built on drama. Yo.
Because, it's built on drama, and it's promoting that drama. Like, it's okay to air your drama out. And that's crazy,
because it moves fast.
Yeah.
Because, like, that,
but, yo, how you feel about people who, because to be real, a lot of that stuff is fake too. It is. But how do you feel comfortable making a damn fool of yourself? Like,
it sells. I can make money making a fool of myself, so I'm gonna do it. And that's the way of the world now. Like, you see this on the internet constantly, on social media. People making a fool of themselves just to get $1. I'm cool with looking dumb just so I can make $1.
They sell that's because they selling themselves, yo. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's what's wrong with our world. Go ahead.
People will die off clout, yo. This shit is crazy.
They will, yo.
Yo, people really out here selling themselves, yo.
They will, yo.
Yo, it's funny to me, because, like, the value of $1 is what we collectively as a society decide the value of $1 is, and you selling yourself for that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you selling yourself for that shit. Yourself.
Yo, some people not even selling themselves for money. They just doing it for attention.
For less than that. Less than money.
Yeah, exactly. If I can get 1,000 or maybe more than 1,000 people to watch me talk about my baby mama or my baby daddy, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep airing this out. So,
clout is attention to some people.
And they'll be like, bro, I went viral yesterday talking about my baby mama. Like, what? Nigga, what? You sound dumb. You went viral talking about your family, bro. bad about your family.
That's
and
crazy. That's crazy,
and not only that, you ain't even getting paid for it. You just went viral. Bro, that's what the world came to.
Made shit worse,
Yo, you know how I know the value of $1 is nothing? Because we trust in more than just the bank to hold our money. You know what I'm saying? We trust in Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, like all that stuff holding our digits. And that can crash anytime because it ain't a bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how little the value of $1 is. So it's like, and you selling yourself for that. You're selling your soul for that.
I think anybody, I think most people can be bought.
Yo, you can be bought when you don't know yourself, yo.
Yeah.
Like man, like I said, I'm super big on spirituality and self-worth and knowledge and shit like that, energy. And bro, you can't give me a certain amount of money to sell myself, yo. Money, it's just ain't worth it, yo.
And people doing it left and right nowadays. Like it's crazy. It and even like down to like females just shaking their ass online just to get likes. Like they do it faithfully. Like that's a trend now. Doing this online just to get likes. Like, and that's crazy to me. Like,
yo, likes is like new currency.
It is. Right. Well, it is because it gets you paid, and it's like
it's a channel. It ain't a new. This is what's dumb though. That's what people think. Likes get you paid, bro. That shit is a channel to get you paid. Like that shit might not.
Yeah.
That shit might not. You doing that shit hoping that you do get paid.
Yo, the craziest thing I saw on I think I was on Facebook this morning. I saw this lady. She was just, but this is actually she didn't do anything bad, but she was just saying like she make videos with her eating different kind of foods, and she made like $1 million off YouTube just making videos. She said she made $1 million in a year off YouTube just making videos of her eating certain stuff. And I was like, what? She just sit on the front of the camera. And
on the low, there's a lot of YouTube millionaires.
It's crazy.
Like,
but it's a lot of YouTube millionaires for doing just simple stuff. But it's a lot of people who feel like they gotta go run in the store, yell this out, or do something crazy just to get likes. And I just want people to know it's better ways you can get likes. You don't have to humiliate yourself.
So let me tell you something. That's what gets you the money, the simple stuff, because the simple stuff makes the corporations and these companies feel comfortable sponsoring you.
Yeah, you're not
putting ads on your channel. Like he's not doing something. We could advertise this for families or stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's all about comfortability. Sometimes the simplest thing is the easiest way to get paid.
All right, y'all, we got another caller in on the subject that Leon actually had a good question, man. We talking about women and men and money. That's always a real sensitive topic. So we got a caller. What's your name? Where you from?
Michelle from Bluffton, South Carolina.
Okay. It's 843, right?
Yep, 803. No, 843.
843. 843 in the building.
Yeah, we in the building.
Okay. All right. So Leon, what was the question that you had? What was the question that you asked?
All right. So my question is, would you date a guy who makes a lot less money than you?
I mean, I don't really feel like that's a problem as long as he's like contributing in other ways. It doesn't matter to me. Like,
all right. So all right. That was a good point you make. So all right. So he may be kind of broke, but
yeah,
to your standards,
kind of broke.
But if he's handy, you saying like if he's a handyman or?
Well, for a perfect example, you said handyman. Like, okay, so say I make $50,000, $60,000 a year, but he makes 20 or 30.
Mm-hmm.
But he can fix stuff. He's still saving us money in the long run. We're not having to be able to do that. As long as he's not sitting on his butt playing video games all day and not participating in the household, I'm good. I'm not one to care about money like that. I mean, obviously I want to be able to survive and stuff like that, but I don't care about
So what if he's not handy though?
Like what we have to have for that to work.
The house or does dishes or helps with the kids or I mean, I don't care about all that.
So how would you want to split the bills? Like if you make more money than your guy, like and y'all living under the same roof, how would you want the bill to be split? Or will they be split? Will you just pay them all?
I don't think I would pay them all now. But I think that we would have to definitely figure out the ratio. I mean, maybe he can get groceries and pay the water bill and the power bill, and I can pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
Look at you. You got it, man. Okay.
I like that answer.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like a lot of times that women think the man is supposed to make all the money, and I just don't feel like that's true. I feel like it needs to be equal, and it doesn't necessarily need to be equal with money. It needs to be equal as in responsibility. So that's where I find a lot of people who are still single because they aren't willing to give anywhere. Oh, he better take care of me. Da-da-da. That's not how this works.
Yo, that's real.
If that works, you have to do it together. You can't, it has to be 100-100. It can't be 50-50. It can't be, and that doesn't mean with money to me. It means with everything to me.
With life.
Yes, with life. Because money doesn't always make you happy. Yeah, you can do more with it. You might be able to travel, but also, so what? Okay, so he makes $20,000, you make $50,000. That's still $70,000. That's still a lot of money, number one. Number two, like if you're smart with your money and you budget stuff, you can still do plenty. And if you don't overdo it, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think that when you love somebody and when you are a team, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people get caught up into living their fantasy before they budget can afford it. So that shit keep them behind, yo.
Right.
You're right. It's a lot of women out here single because they don't want to budge. They don't want to help somebody else build. Like, why is it so hard for women? This is from a man's perspective. Why is it so hard for a woman to want to help a man build? Like, why women feel like, if I say I work at McDonald's as a part-time employee, a lot of women don't even ask what his plan is. Because some people, that's just a starting point. Like, they probably got a whole plan to get from A to Z. And if I say, I'm a part-time employee, because I'm the type of person that I would say that. Like, if I know I got a plan and I know that it's going to work, I would say, yeah, I'm just a part-time employee at McDonald's right now.
Yeah.
And if she don't ask me what my plan is, that ain't a person that I would want to be involved
in. Yeah, because some women, some women, you tell them you work at McDonald's, they want the sentence stops right there.
Exactly.
I'll tell you one I have struggled with. I dated this guy. Well, I didn't date him. I went on one date with this guy. I had to go pick him up. It wasn't the fact that I had to go pick him up so his car could have been in the shop. That's not the issue. But when every date was, can you come and pick me up? I had a little bit of a problem. I just can't do that. Like, I need you to, and he didn't have a plan. He didn't have a car. He didn't have a plan to get a car. Like, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Yo, let's give this dude a round of applause because he got some balls.
Yeah, fellas, if you're going to go on a date, have your stuff together, too.
Yeah. Bro, you need to rent
He bought me a $1 drink.
Yo, what drink was $1? Yeah.
It wasn't even good.
Was it Applebee's?
It was on Skidaway Island somewhere, some little dive bar, and they were selling $1 drinks.
Yo, that shit is so funny to me, yo, because in order to do that, bro, you gotta ask them to come pick you up. You know how much confidence you gotta have. So I applaud him. Hey, let's give him a round of applause, y'all. Give him a round of applause.
Let me tell you something though. My daughter dated this boy one time, and he worked at the gas station. But his end game was real estate. He already had a whole plan. He had all kind of money put in savings.
Mm-hmm.
The kid had his head on his shoulders. Who cares that he worked at a gas station?
People don't see past what they see.
No, he had a plan. And when you said that, I was like, yep, exactly. If there's a plan in place, who cares what the starting point is? And what about this? So what if your man has not a very good paying job, but does have a really good plan that eventually is going to take y'all like real far? like you got to be willing to back that up. You got to
you got to be supportive.
Yeah.
You got, yo, women, please, it's important that y'all support these men these men that got a plan, because y'all knocking dudes that ain't where they want to be. It don't even matter what age like everybody blossom at a different time. Like that shit don't work out the same all the time. So, I'm glad you said that shit. Like that's important, and it's important for people to hear that. People out here, and they're at their starting points. They probably just figured it out. They're probably just getting through something, and they restarting because, bro, even a long jumper before they break the world record in long jump, what they do, they take that step back first. That's the first thing they do before they break that long jump record. So you don't never know what somebody at in their process, and if you judge them before that shit is like starts to roll, you a fool. You a damn fool. So You mute your phone.
Yeah, you on mute. You on mute right now.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
What you saying?
I was saying what's gonna happen is the guy's gonna end up going somewhere big and doing something big with his life, and then she'll run into him like all these years later, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I got this, and this," and she'll be like, "Oh, that's you? Damn, I missed out on that." Yeah,
missed out. She's gonna regret that shit for the rest of her life. So before we get you off the phone, do you have any questions for us? Any question that women probably want to know the answer to from a group of guys?
Okay, so I'm gonna say from a group of intelligent guys, because
I
love all y'all's conversations, like even in the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it that y'all look for in a woman? Like what qualities do you care like if she's on point all the time, or do you care like what kind of job she has? Like you tell me the same thing in reverse.
The most important thing to me, truthfully, is support. Like that's the number one thing. Like, are you supportive? Because I'm a risk taker. So by me wanting to take the risks that I probably want to take, and I have so many that I want to take, I'm a thinker. So I think about shit, there's the opportunity. I feel like I will probably end up being in the future like a serial entrepreneur, to be honest. Like when shit start to roll like I want it to, I will be a serial entrepreneur, and it's gonna take a lot of support. So support, I will look for support from a woman. I will look for, when I say support, small victories, I will want them to be just excited as even more excited than I am for small wins.
Yeah.
Because it's important to celebrate the small shit that go on in your life.
Yep.
So support, you got to have an ambition of your own. I got a lot of intangibles that's important to me. Like you got to make me feel something. But then like you got to have a big booty, and then you got to like it's like the physical things, yes, but those intangible things, man, like that drive, that support, that you gotta meditate. That's important. Like that, you gotta meditate. Like you gotta be able to control your mind. Know that that's important. Like because I know that you take care. We talked about that at the beginning of the podcast. Like you got to be able to take care of shit people don't see, because if you can't take care of you ain't gonna be able to take care of shit else.
Oh, 100%.
So that's me.
What about you two?
Nah, go ahead.
Well, me, I never judge a person by how much money they make. As far as a woman, I just want to see that you're trying. Not everybody gets the opportunity to get a good job. As long as you're working full time and you're trying, I respect it. No matter how much money you make, as long as you give an effort, I respect it. But woman-wise, you gotta what's big on me is how you represent me while I'm not around you. So don't embarrass me. Don't go out and doing wild stuff. I see you on Instagram all doing wild stuff. Man. Like you gotta represent me. So because how you act represents me when I'm not around. So that's the big thing.
So you got to trust her to be able to carry that family. Like, in the way that y'all would expect them to.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like as far as money wise, I feel like, if you work together as a team, and you educate each other, you get to that goal as far as money wise, if that's what you're looking for. But
that shit is abundant, man. It's out there.
But as long as you got the effort and the trust, I mean that's big for me.
Yeah.
I would say, far as a woman, I want a team player, because when I say a team player, that we both, if something big, like Antoine was saying, far as like, if something big happened in your life, something big happened, we both celebrating this and we both doing this. And also just somebody I can trust and just somebody who's cool with being their self. Because I mean, you got a lot of people out here who it takes them a while to become their self or really understand who they are. So it's just like being yourself, being honest, loyal, and all. But that comes with time. But also just really being a team player, because you really need a team player in your life. If you don't got no team player, if y'all both can't be on the court with like what goals she got, what goals you got, then it ain't really worth it for real.
Man, you really gotta be able to hold a conversation, because I'm a sapiosexual. So that intelligence, that you can carry a conversation and you can like have a deeper meaning in the things that you say and the things that you ask. I feel like you can tell how intelligent a person is by the questions they ask, and not so much. It's more important the questions they ask rather than what they say, because now they digging for something. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, and if you can carry on a conversation and you can make me say, "Damn, that's a good ass question," like I'm like, "Oh shit, that's it." Like that, like she dope. You know what I'm saying? And that's the number one thing, because the first thing you're probably gonna do with somebody is have a conversation with them.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna see them, of course, first. But so there is a physical thing that go with it. But that conversation, if it got some depth in it, some substance, then like.
Well, how long did it take you to get that way, though? Because I mean, obviously, there's like a maturity level that comes as you get older. So, like, how I feel like, Antoine, I know you better, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So how long, I feel like you've always kind of been a thinker and always been intellectual, but how long did it take you to like value that, to value those qualities in women? Not just you, everybody.
I feel like I think I always been that way. Like I always been like a person that was like I was real observant on what was going on around me. And I was always the type of person that if somebody was to bust out, if it was a group of girls and they bust out laughing at a, like, let's say school at a lunch table or some shit like that, then the one that just smiled when everybody bust out laughing, I want to know more about them. Like I want to know what they thinking. Like that's the person that I'm gonna be attracted to, because it's something different about them, and I want to know what it is. That it's just as simple as that. It starts from there, and I've been that way since high school. So it kind of evolved into like when me learning more about myself and me knowing that like how deep you can get in yourself. Like that shit really make me start to think like, oh, all right, so like knowing somebody. Let me know your story. Like I want to know your history. Like I want to know where you grew up, how you grew up, and what things affected you. And I'm big on connecting shit, for some reason. Like I'm big on connecting what happened and what's your behavior now. So I don't know. I to answer your question, I've always been that way. Like I always been somebody that paid attention to like the little things, because that little shit be having the biggest effect sometimes. That loud shit don't really be fucking mattering a lot of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say it took me a while to get to that point, because when I was just out dating and I didn't really care. I didn't really care about whether you this, whether you that, or whether you this or that and the third. But I mean, I cared to a certain extent, but it took me a while to get to where I really want to know this about you, where you from, like who's your family, where you from, what you do. Like it took me a while to really get to that point. At high school, I wasn't even thinking about nothing like that. That wasn't even
right.
So it did take me like till I got to a certain age and mature a little bit more to actually want to do that.
Yeah.
It probably took me mid-20s. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. How I think now, I wasn't thinking that 10 years ago.
Nah, you're right. You're right. You're definitely right about that.
I think it comes with age for sure, but it comes with like just learning what you value the most. For me,
that's true.
Like what you value the most with like where the direction you want your life to go, I think also helps you see like the type of person that you want. I mean, I was in a bad, not a bad like physical abusive marriage or whatever, but a bad marriage for a very long time. And I never thought that I would get out of that and then like kind of see who I really could be. And I think it took me getting out of that to then like realizing what I valued for myself and for my kids to like build on who I am now. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I always knew that I could see myself other places than where I was. But like, now that I'm out of it and like on my own and doing my own thing and raising my kids and working towards things, I have so many goals I'm working on right now. It's like so exciting, but it also makes me know I can never be with a man that won't also support that, because I will never again like have my goals and my dreams torn down ever.
That's good.
It's really refreshing. It's really refreshing. So
for real. That's big, man. I think a lot of people gonna have a lot to take away from that, because I feel like a lot of people in situations that they probably don't. They probably in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? And they say sometimes your success is on the other side of that fear.
Yeah.
No, that's dope as shit. But man, I'm glad you called in.
Thank you for letting me.
Yeah, man. We glad you gave your philosophy on that topic at hand, and you know you spit some real shit there. So we look forward to hearing from you again some other time.
Yeah, no problem. I can't wait to hear all your episodes. I've already been telling people about it. So
Word.
Thank you.
We're gonna get all the listeners now.
All right. Well, they better wear condoms on their ears.
Oh, I think the people who are gonna listen don't need condoms on their ears.
This ain't PG material.
All right. See ya.
All right, fellas. It's been great talking with y'all today, man.
Yeah, man.
I actually
it was real
enjoyed
good.
Every bit of the conversation, even the callers. We really do appreciate y'all for calling in and just giving y'all philosophy on the different topics. That was a big help. And for our listeners, keep hitting that like button, subscribe, comment, leave us feedback. We want to hear that feedback and just support. We out here to support y'all. We supporting y'all by doing this show. So we want y'all to support us by hitting
Make
those
us
buttons.
better for us. Make us better for y'all.
And I just want to leave y'all with something. Self-worth is so vital to your happiness. If you don't feel good about you, it's hard to feel good about anything else.
Word.
Just remember that. Okay?
Word. All right, man. We'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you leave your comments on what your feedback on the episode. And like I said, you got Tweezy.
Your boy L Boogie.
I'm the smooth grip.
Man, we'll see y'all next week, y'all.
I'll be the light through all your days, yeah.